Oh, my fault. Welcome to this edition of Spotlight by Roofr. I am your host, TJ McCormack, the community manager here at Roofr. And tonight I finally get to interview not only a friend of mine, but also a champion user of Roofr, who Roofr has grown to love and trust and take tons of feedback from you. And thank you, Amanda, for being here tonight. Tell us a little bit about yourself and where you come from, and a little bit about your family and your company.
Sure. I'm super happy to be here. Big fan of yours personally, as you
Thank
know,
you.
but also a massive fan of Roofr. And we'll dive into why I'm a fan, I'm sure, but it's been a great 6-month relationship with you guys. So, a little bit about me. I am Amanda Veinott. A lot of you probably know me through Facebook and some of you in person. I am a very proud newer roofing company owner here in New Jersey, and we are woman owned and veteran led. So it's
Nice.
myself and my counterpart, TJ. Not this TJ, a different TJ. And he is the veteran component. Green Beret, served 20 plus years and transitioned right out of the military into Maven. So we're very fortunate to have him. My background in the roofing industry started in 2020 by accident, much like a lot of people during COVID.
Everybody. Yeah.
We had other careers
Yeah.
that we had when COVID happened, and those careers sort of ended or pivoted. And same thing happened to me. I owned a different business, a retail store that went under because of COVID, and I just had another baby. I have 2 girls, 5
Wow.
and 3. And at that time, after maternity leave wrapped up 6 weeks after I gave birth, I said, all right, well, I need to make some money. So I immediately got in touch with a friend of mine, Dan, who owned a roofing company here in New Jersey. And he thought I was joking. He thought that I was inquiring for somebody else. And I said, nope, it's for me. I need income. And he hired me as an internal marketing person for his roofing company. So fast forward 3 weeks after I started, I got thrown into sales because we got hit by a small tropical storm that damaged a lot of roofs in this area. I knew enough to just be dangerous. I was hungry. I was a little bit desperate. My back was against a wall, and I started selling. And year 1, I did about 2.5 million in sales. Year 2, I did 3.5 million. Year 1, 2.5. Year 2, 3.5, and year 3, I was on track to do almost 4.5 million.
Wow.
But then I left, and it was the best thing I could have done in hindsight. It opened a lot of doors when I decided to make that pivot in 2023 for me, and there's really no limit to where I'm going from here.
Let me ask you a question, and this is a question that's off the cuff. It's not going to be too hard, but how is it being a mom and also a roofing company owner?
Oh God, that is an hour-long conversation for another time. I struggle.
Yeah.
Honestly, I 150% struggle. I'm very open with those struggles. Thank God for the female owner roofing community out there. There's a wonderful small group of us that are constantly in contact with each other about the struggles that you're asking about. I don't know if it's unique to being a mother, but it's certainly unique to my family dynamic. I'm the entrepreneur in our relationship. My husband's a teacher. In a lot of ways, we have very dichotomous gender roles.
Sure.
I'm sort of the masculine gender rolled person in our relationship. So that poses its own challenges. But yeah.
Being a father doesn't make it any easier, I promise. It's
No.
definitely and during storm season, especially when I live in Colorado, it's go time from spring until October 1. And a lot of those times, man, you have to remember your kids. And this industry is kind of hard on the kids, but it's also great lucrative wise, and they have a great life after all. But sometimes it's a little rough on the kids. Let's swing a little bit different topic here. What are some of the things that you are working on inside your community? I've had an opportunity to learn a little bit more about you, and know that you're out there in the community. Tell us a little bit about that.
Sure. So the way that I define community for me is two very different paths. So I have my broader community, the community of homeowners that we serve, and that might be the one that you're talking about. But then I have a second community that I nurture very closely, and that is a Facebook community that I started back in 2017, and it's filled with 8,300 women who are local moms. It's all moms. They're all local. Or they have ties to this local area. They might have moved out of state, but still are part of that. So that's my two different communities that I nurture. Now, my first community, my homeowner community here in the local area, I've always been really deeply rooted in community. And ironically, it all started back in the Hurricane Andrew days when Andrew hit Florida. I think it was 92 or 93. And in New Jersey, there's a ton of people who have ties to Florida. So my community service sort of started back then. My dad I think he was on town council or something back then. So he was part of the organizing efforts of raising funds and goods to get shipped down to Andrew. So I remember being, I might have been 4 or 5 years old at the time, grabbing supplies and putting them on a tractor trailer. And that really sort of stuck with me my entire life. I was part of all different types of leadership programs growing up, community programs. So I took that with me when I went into entrepreneurship and just being a business owner. So recently we did a community effort with a shed. I don't know if you guys have seen it, but we put we put an American flag on a gentleman's home here in our local community. He did not serve in the military, but he wanted to. He unfortunately had a medical reason during the 1960s that he wasn't able to enlist in the military. So he's very patriotic, very, pro-military. And I said to him, do you want to do something crazy? Because he needed a new shed. He said, sure. What are you thinking? And I told him I would love to put an American flag roof on your shed. So that sort of started the whole community movement now, where I'm looking for a military family here in my local community where we can actually donate a shed roof to. So if anybody from New Jersey is watching this in the North Jersey area that has military family who needs a new shed roof, I'd love to have a conversation.
I got a picture of it here too, just for a second. Maybe I can share my screen. I don't know. Let me see if I can. Maybe not. You know what? I was going to share, but no, I don't have it's not going to make it easy on me. But yeah, no doubt. I saw that and I was like, I think I asked you if I could come out and film it. And you were like, it's just a shed.
So, wait till I do a farm, like a farm barn flag. Then you're coming out.
I had a lady that I did a painting on her house once. She wanted red, white, and blue all over her house, and she wanted us to make an American flag roof. But she had so many different facets, and it was like first story, second story. It had a awning roof, and I was like, "There's just no way." Even as much as I love CertainTeed, I don't think they would try to do it for me. But
I had to have conversations with GAF and say, "Hey, how do I not void the warranty on this?"
Yeah, right, exactly. Without and I'm totally against painting shingles. So sometimes, what are some of the marketing tactics that you're currently using in your day to day, and how are they different, or how are you making them work for you if they're similar to others?
Sure. So I shock everyone when I say this, but I do not spend any money on traditional marketing.
Perfect. Organic is the way.
I do not pay for SEO. I do not pay for AdWords. I do not pay for Facebook advertising, Instagram, nothing. I do spend some money on marketing. I have business cards and a website and
branding.
I've got magnets for the guys' trucks. My truck isn't even wrapped. I don't have a wrapped truck. Everything is sort of organic and socially born from a marketing perspective right now. And I'm not going to change that for the short term because two reasons. One, it's working for me. So I change something that's not broken. And two, I don't want to grow too fast.
Right.
I know what growing too fast and being too busy can do for a business. And our whole mission is to change the perception of roofing contractors here in New Jersey.
Yes.
It's sort of like pizza places. Every corner, there's another roofing company.
Right.
So I want to be different. And if that means staying small and focusing my marketing efforts where I know they're working and I'm attracting the right clients and the right homeowners to work with, then I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah.
So my marketing that's working right now is several things. One, referral marketing, obviously, but it's not just referrals from my customers over the last 6 months. It's my COI referrals. COI stands for Centers of Influence. So that would be right now, my best COI is my mold remediation partner. So he owns a company here called Master Tech, and it's a mold, fire, water remediation company. So you guys get storms everywhere else that, drop hail. We get storms that produce a lot of flooding. And a lot of times that would be a great referral for us because if there's flooding in the basement, there's highly likely a reason that contributed to that, which a lot of times would be gutters. Yep. We do gutters. So, that sort of opens up the referral business right there. I also spend money on the local Chamber of Commerce. So I have a membership. Myself and TJ go to all different events with the chamber. I do sponsor events periodically. So I'm sponsoring 2 weeks from now or a week and a half from now, something called Business Connections, where 120 business owners get together for breakfast and have a networking meeting. So I'm sponsoring that. That gets my name out there. But more importantly, what I do is I spend a lot of time on Facebook.
Yeah.
All organic, posting in response to people's requests for our services on Facebook groups, whether it's my own Facebook group or other people's Facebook groups. I know that we're going to dive into this in October at the Atlantic City Rise event, Roofr Rise event, but I have created a mom army of online canvassers, digital canvassers. They do a lot of my legwork for me when it comes to that organic marketing. And what else do I do that's unique?
Well, let me ask you this. You are one of our champion users, and you utilize our Instant Estimator tool. Tell us how you use the Instant Estimator. And let me explain what the Instant Estimator is if people don't understand. Instant Estimator is a tool that goes on a roofing company's owner's website, and they can drive traffic to this estimator in multiple different ways and get an instant lead. And tell us how you're using that.
Sure. So this was a fortuitous technological advancement for me when I first launched the company. And I use it a lot of different ways, but let's talk about how I use it on the website. So when you go to my website, immediately on like the top third, where you don't even have to scroll down, it says two things. I think book an estimate and then receive an instant quote or something along those lines, get priced instantly. So when you click on that get price instantly or receive instant quote, it takes you immediately to the code for Roofr. It's integrated into my website. So the great thing is I'm capturing people who are looking for something very basic, which is pricing.
Yeah.
And it allows them to sort of scratch that itch where they don't really want to talk to me. They don't want to text me, email, call me, whatever. I get it. I don't want to text, call, and email people for pricing either.
Yeah.
So it scratches that itch where they can get an idea of pricing. Now, what I like that you guys have recently done is you added the range, which allows us to put a lower threshold and an upper threshold on the pricing. So it gives people a sense of what the price could be. Right. And then that opens up the conversation because it allows them to put some notes in there. It allows them to say whether or not they want financing. It allows them to tell us what type of shingles they're interested in, whether they want metal or, Camelot.
Right.
So they can request,
good, better, best.
Right. They can request whatever it is that they want. So all that information integrates directly into the CRM, which we use through you guys. And then I get an instant alert through email that somebody has clicked on the Instant Estimator and given us their info. So it could be 30 seconds before I respond because I'm at my phone or I'm on my computer and I see that come through, or it could be another half hour or an hour before I see that email come through. But it allows the customer to scratch that itch, and then I can follow up with them.
Right. Are you finding like there's some people out there back when I first started with Roofr, and one of the things that they would say about the Instant Estimator is like, oh my God, people are just going to come here and get an amount and then they're going to run away. How do you feel about that? Do you mind if they just get a price and run, or do you want the whole goal here is to get the information?
So there's definitely those price shoppers. They're looking for price, and that's all. They've already had 2 or 3 estimates, and they don't really want to meet with somebody else, and they want to know if those estimates they've gotten are legit. And then I'll never hear from them. I'll follow up with them. I'll never hear from them. It might be 10 to 20% of people.
Yeah.
Then you have the people who want to work with you. They just don't feel like talking to you. They've been following you for a while. They're very busy professionals. They just want to see where their price range is going to be. That actually landed me a $50,000 job. Kara, no. Talking about this mom thing. Oh my gosh.
Your daughters are
Well, this is embarrassing.
No, don't be embarrassed.
Hold on 1 second.
Yeah.
Come here. I don't even know why you're down here.
We'll be right back, guys, with this. But just while she's getting everything straight with that, a little bit more about Roofr tools. We do have our CRM that is in open beta right now. So anybody at home that is a roofer that's looking to try a new CRM, Roofr definitely is a great option for you guys. Also, the Instant Estimator tool, like what she's talking about now, our measurements, both residential, commercial, and then also our custom sales proposals / estimates / contracts. But we're going to go back now to Amanda.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, no biggie. Let me ask you this. We'll go ahead. I have a question here. Now that your brain stumped, I'm going to make it a little bit more. But
I wish you could have seen what I saw.
Oh yeah, it's all good. It's awesome. I have kids. I actually kicked them out today. I was like, y'all have to go. I have all my kids here at home, and Karina's like, all right, I'll take them out. But how about this? This is our topic that we do in every spotlight, where we ask you to fill in the blank, and the blank is roofing is what? Roofing is blank. What is that blank for you?
Roofing is exciting.
Exciting. All right, awesome. I'm gonna write that down because I got to remember. Otherwise, I'm gonna get in trouble later. So I'm gonna write it down. It's roofing is exciting. There's always something changing. I was a law enforcement officer for most of my adult life before I became an adult. That's what I say now.
That's a little scary.
Right. But the thing that I love most about law enforcement, and I compare it to roofing, is like it's always changing. It's never the same roof. It's never the same person or client. It is exciting, when you make that sale, you just feel like the dopamine inside your body just goes crazy. You might not show that excitement to a homeowner, but inside you're wanting to run outside and jump up and down and do a backflip or something.
I think that's why I excel at it, to be completely honest with you, because I'm very open. You know this. I'm very open with a lot of people. I was diagnosed with ADHD 2 years ago now.
The ball, right?
And it makes my whole life made so much sense. Yeah. And I think sales in general, a lot of people who are neurodivergent, that's a very fun keyword right now. We chase dopamine. And when you sell well, you get that dopamine rush. And I freaking love it. It feels really good.
It makes you want to go out and get more. And then, there's some guys, I see them now getting 5-6 contracts a day. And it's amazing. In this storm market here in Colorado, we've had 7 hailstorms since May. And it's just, it's easy pickings. What are you finding is the most challenging aspect of running a roofing company in 2023? You know, we always hear that we're always 10 years behind, but what are you finding that's challenging for being a new business owner?
Ooh. The biggest challenge that I'm finding, and this is something that I struggled with when I was selling for another company, was learning when to say no.
Yeah.
Because as you're new, you're like, I have to take everything that comes my way. You never know how this is going to lead to something big.
Right.
But that tends to lead me down rabbit holes that I have no place spending time in. So that is certainly something I'm struggling with, but we're getting better. And now that TJ's reining me in and he's like, you've had 6 months to see how those rabbit holes are working out for us, and they're not super phenomenal. So let's stop chasing them. I'll give you an example. Siding.
Yeah.
I love transformations when it comes to siding, but it is a nightmare.
Siding is a whole nother ball game.
I would rather sell and install 10 roofs than sell and install one siding project.
Roofing and gutters is all I tell my salespeople. I'm like, leave the siding alone. Unless you have a good crew and you know how to bid that job properly, siding is horrible.
Yeah.
So,
and the bidding of it, I'm confident that my bidding a siding job is accurate. Right. I'm not worried about that. It's definitely the mental energy that it takes to make sure every single detail, every I, every T, every I is dotted, every T is crossed. That hurts my brain. Yeah. And then TJ was on a job site today, our first siding job, actually, or maybe our first and only. He's like, and I'm sure my customer is probably watching this, but he's like, why are we doing this, to be completely honest? And I said, because I really thought that getting into siding was going to be something that I wanted to do. And I will love the project when it's done. And I loved selling the project, but that time between the sale of the job to the completion of the job is nothing but headaches.
Right. So you would suggest just sticking with the roof, or unless you have another avenue to go down.
So. Yeah, I think I really just want to do roofs and gutters.
Yeah.
And decks. I like decks too, but roofs and gutters.
Yeah. John Brosa, the owner of MHI Roofing, Ugly Roof, he's like, siding is the worst trade ever, huh? Yeah. And John and I are really close. So I listen to John when he says things like that. I asked you before, and you could say no to me now, but do you have a copy of a roofer proposal that you'd be willing to show us here tonight, or no?
I can. I'm not sure if I know how to do that.
Yeah, well, I can. Let me see. I think you might have a present button. Do you have a present button? Let's see.
Yes, I do.
Okay, you can hit it and then I'll open it up if you have it pulled up on your screen, or I can give you a second to open it on your screen.
Yeah, give me a sec.
Yeah, so it looks like John said we dropped it 4 years ago and haven't looked back at the siding. Just a little teaser, we really haven't released it yet. Well, we haven't started really talking about it socially yet, but somebody's asking if Rise is going to be a second season. And yes, we are going to do 4 more shows. Rise in the first 6 shows that we did was extremely successful. We had many hundreds of people that came out to our event, and it was so great that we decided that we want to do 4 more this fall. So we're going to do 2 the last week of October and 2 the first week of November. I have not announced all of the great speakers yet that we have, and we have a whole lot of great speakers. But we're going to go to Atlantic City. We're going to see Amanda there. We're going to go to Charlotte, North Carolina, San Antonio, Texas, and then Savannah, Georgia. So if you guys are getting interested in that, just know we haven't launched our website yet, but we'll probably be doing that in the next few weeks. But that's just a little teaser for everybody at home. If you're ready, I'm ready.
Yes. So okay. I'm going to start it. I'm going to scroll really fast past the customers.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. So just, yeah. Yep. No biggie. Just press present and I'll add it to the screen here.
All right. Sure. I'm going to share my screen.
Okay. Oh, there you go. All right, awesome. Are you ready?
Yeah.
All right. So for everybody that's watching at home or at work or wherever you are right now, I'm going to add this to the screen. This is one of her custom proposals that Roofr helped you create, correct?
You guys offered, and I said, let me take a stab at it. And
okay.
Yeah.
But so it's easy that you can do it, but we also help with our graphic designers and our team.
Yes, 100%. I turned it down just because I tend to like to do things on my own.
Perfect. Love this home screen, by the way.
Thanks. So you can see I'm zooming in and out because it's easier to see when you zoom in. But this is my my cover page that I created. I'm going to scroll past the customer's info. So this is an actual template that I sent out earlier today.
Yeah.
So I walk everybody through different headings. So I'm just going to scroll down really quick. So roof replacement is sort of my first heading. Yeah. And then my second heading is going to be ventilation. My third is chimneys, heat stacks, pipes, vents, plywood and sheathing, skylights.
And this is all templates that you can build inside the proposal.
Yeah, I've created and sort of edited these over time. One thing I have to talk to you guys about is why this text is showing up differently, TJ, than the rest of my text. I tried to change it, but it wasn't working for me.
Yeah, after this, we'll screenshot that, or you can send me a screenshot, and I'll get it taken care of.
Yep. So then it goes into warranty info, disclaimers, additional information, financing info, and then the price. But let me go back up. So what I love about the proposals tool is all of these subheadings: dumpster and disposal, additional structures, on-site project manager. Those are all, once you do it, you don't have to do it again kind of things.
Custom fields that you create.
Custom fields that I've created. And whenever I think of editing something, I just go into the catalog and I change some wording, and then I never have to like go back and change it in the future. For every proposal, it changes it for every future proposal, which is great. So for me, I outline a lot of detail in my proposals. I'm actually considering maybe taking out the level of detail and putting it into a glossary, believe it or not, because I think I'm actually killing people with detail.
Sure.
So I'm going to try it. I'm going to do some A/B testing. So we go through everything, you know, your normal roofing components, how we clean up, where the ice and water shield goes, what starter strip is, what shingles we're using, et cetera, et cetera. We go into the different ventilation. We go into what we're doing with the chimney flashing. So I have catalog items that are aluminum flashing and copper flashing. And the great thing is I can set the price. So if my aluminum flashing is one price, if I select copper, it changes that price. And I don't have to worry about that, which means whatever price I, the owner, set is something that the salesperson will have automatically pop up. If you have a sales team, it just auto generates that price if it's there.
Nice.
Yeah, plywood, skylights, etc.
So are you adding in the PDFs of the material you're using as well, or?
So I will get to that shortly. Yeah. So
I have your warranty there.
So I have my certification letter. I created this document for financing. I also stick this document in the folders that I hand people so they can scan the QR code for financing. Then it goes into my terms and conditions. So it tells you what our terms and everything are. And this is highly detailed. Again, we're covering.
It looks great.
Thanks. We're covering our butts. And then at the bottom, what I love here is these are clickable. So if people wanted to review us, even if they don't use us, but wanted to review us because they had a good experience, it's right here in the proposal. And they can just click it. And then it has our certificate of liability insurance. It's got the ST8 form, which needs to be filled out if people don't want to pay sales tax on labor.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's my proposal.
That was really great. Thank you for showing that to us. And just for, like I said earlier, if you guys don't have a custom proposal or the need for, you know, if you'd like to have a DocuSign document like what she just showed you, our team at Roofr does help create these If you're not technologically advanced, some people aren't out there. But thank you for showing that to us. What's your favorite roofing material that you offer your clients now, and why did you choose that?
I have two favorites.
Okay, well, it's okay. It's okay to have multiple. I'm CertainTeed and EuroShield, but I also love Atlas. So
Yeah, and I've never installed CertainTeed or Atlas. I've only ever installed GIF and Owens Corning.
Sure.
My absolute favorite product, and I hope my GIF rep isn't listening to this, is Owens Corning's Color of the Year, which is Veinott-Praml.
Oh yeah, I'd love that.
It is so freaking pretty. It is so nice. We're doing our fourth one. And I really don't push Owens Corning, but I was trying to explain this the other day to my rep, my GIF rep, and he's like, please just try to start selling more GIF. I'm like, I'm trying.
Right.
I really am, but people, I don't know what it is. I've been in the industry in Jersey now for 3 full seasons, and more people are asking for various colors.
Yep.
I don't know.
Curb appeal is a big thing.
Yeah. And I don't know if it's because we're not Master Elite like the company was that I used to work for. So people who were coming to that previous company were coming because of the Master Elite status. So they were, they already knew they wanted a GIF roof. They were just looking for the right installer.
Yeah.
Now I'm getting customers who don't even know what a Master Elite installer is.
Right.
And they're shopping based on what they want visually. So I'm getting a lot of people asking for colors that I never used to sell because, I couldn't offer those with Owens Corning in the past. But I do really love the Timberline HDZ shingle. I put it on my own house in 2021. Haven't ever had a problem with it.
Right.
I sell a lot of it. I sold a lot of it.
Yeah. How do you think that, like dealing with your territory rep or whoever it is that you work with, the GAF or OC, has influenced you in that? Because I know that back in, when I first got into it, CertainTeed was always there for me. And that's why I chose CertainTeed. Now, if Owens Corning would have been there or GAF, I'm not saying anything about them now. I'm just saying back then for me, that's why I chose them.
So I was having this conversation with somebody, and I can't remember who it was. It might have been TJ. It might have been somebody from ABC. I don't remember. But I had said that I like working with people who make my life easier.
Right.
Which is why I love working with you guys at Roofr, because ultimately I could have chosen to purchase like 5 different tech platforms to do what I needed to do. But I'm really just working with you guys and QuickBooks.
Yeah.
So awesome. I'm on track to do like 1.5 million right now this year. So I'm running a future $1.5 million company with Roofr and QuickBooks. I mean, that's pretty cool.
That's really great.
Yeah. And then getting back to your question. So what I was explaining was whoever makes my life easier is who I'm probably going to end up working with.
Sure.
As long as their products are great products, their services are great services. If you make my life easier at the end of the day, you're getting my money.
Nice. Well, that's a great, transition into going into a closing here. We're always looking for the ease and making our lives more simpler out there in the field. And that's what we're after. But tell us, what's a piece of advice that you would offer anybody that's looking to start a roofing company today? Most roofing companies, if you're listening at home, don't last more than 2 seasons. So you have to have longevity. So what's a piece of advice that you can give us all?
I have so many.
Yeah, well, that's fine. We got time.
I think that the biggest thing that has made me successful so far as an owner, not just somebody that was selling roofs, is surrounding myself with really good advisors.
Yeah.
And most of my advisors are not from the roofing industry. They're from other industries. They're business owners themselves, successful business owners. They might be high up on the corporate ladder somewhere else. But it's kind of cliche to say you need to be the dumbest person in the room. Yeah. I think you should be a smart person in a room of smart people. I'm finally at that point in my life where I've made a lot of mistakes and I've learned a lot from previous businesses. And I now surround myself with people who also have made a lot of mistakes and have become better for it. And I think that if you can look at your inner circle, your advisor circle, and have all of your bases covered, your legal base, your accounting base, your bookkeeping base, your marketing base, like all of your bases covered, how are you not going to be successful if you actually listen to those people?
By all means, you know what? That's what you can't go to a mastermind group if you're not a mastermind, right? So, but you know what? How can people get a hold of you in the market? You're in New Jersey, so how can people get a hold of you if they want to utilize your services?
2 ways. Maven NJ, so my business name up here, njfornewjersey.com. Is our website, and honestly, Facebook and my personal Facebook page. My business page, we're working on it. But
it'll get there.
Yeah, my personal page is my business page, and vice versa. I'm just a very open person, and I love connecting with anybody that wants to connect.
Well, you know what? John Bro said it best. Your network is your net worth. And if you guys are out there watching now and you want to learn more from Amanda, she'll be one of our speakers at Rise in Atlantic City here in the next several weeks. And we're excited to have her there, as well as some other great speakers that I can't wait to announce. But Amanda, thank you so much for being here with us tonight. And again, everybody, if you guys want to find out a little bit more about Roofr, go to roofr.com, roofr.com. And, we'll look forward to seeing you guys next Thursday night on the Spotlight. And thank you so much for being here, Amanda.
Thanks, TJ. This is awesome.
Awesome. Hang out. Don't leave just yet. I'm going to end the stream.
Okay.